Lesson on clarity and vision. Two separate parts there. Let's look at day 6. Why are we talking about clarity and vision? Clarity for me is about knowing myself right now. It's the famous quote, "To know thyself is the beginning of wisdom." And when we are not knowing ourselves well, when we have a poor self-knowledge, we get in our own way, and we don't clearly move towards things that we actually care about. That's my experience. So Carl Jung captures this with his quote that until we make the unconscious conscious, it directs our life. And we call it fate, but our unconscious mind is continually pulling us off in directions we don't really understand. It's sabotaging us. We decide we want something, but then our unconscious mind is continually sabotaging us on the way there. You might be okay with that, but for someone who is consciously taking ownership of their life, consciously trying to move towards bigger, better things in their future, it is not okay to allow these destructive influences of the subconscious to control and govern our fates. So it's a huge lesson for me, and I believe for you. That's why we're talking about it here, and that's why there's an entire course on this. Later on, you'll find it in the classroom. So clarity, understanding where we are right now, making sense of the past, our story, and for me it's also about how others see us as well. Does our self-image match up with others' images of us? Like, are those comparable? And for me, there's something about reality. Are we seeing ourselves the way that others see us? Are we realistic in our self-assessment? The storytelling part of it, and by that I mean telling our own history, our own past, I think that's super powerful, because our mind needs to make sense of what's happened to us in our past and how it contributes to who we are now. Getting really clear for me has come as a product of telling people my personal story again and again and again and again, and continually refining that and working out what are the most important parts of my story, what really made me who I am now. Again, there are some wonderful exercises on this in other parts of other courses, for example, the purpose course and in the clarity and vision course, and I'll let you check that out in your own time. But for now, we've also got to talk about our inner shadow. The inner shadow is the hidden, repressed, unconscious parts of ourselves, which basically are always going to be derailing us. They are unconscious, and so we can imagine it's like if I'm riding on my bicycle and there's a crosswind. The crosswind is trying to blow me onto a different course. And if I'm not aware of how much the wind is blowing me off course, I'm not going to get to my destination. So, well, let's go on to vision next. Vision is about an idea for the future. Everyone's got ideas for the future, things we want to achieve, things we want to do, things we imagine we could do, dreams we might have. We see someone on TV, we get inspired, we think, I could do that. But there's a gap. And we often discount our visions. We don't really buy into them. Oh, I could climb Everest. I could, but am I going to? And so when I talk about vision, and if you do the vision course or the purpose course, the mission course, the goals course, these are all about building compelling vision. And when I say compelling, I mean a kind of vision that lights you up every single day and motivates you to stay on course, working on something hard. I, at the moment, have an amazing vision with building out this community, and because of that vision, I am inspired and motivated every single day to show up and record hours of content, to give away my time, to write, to think, to try and reorganize, and to contribute to others' lives, because I have a vision of where this community could be in 6 months, in a year, in a couple of years, which inspires me, which excites me. And it's compelling enough where the idea of moving towards that totally overrules how much it sucks to do some of the work right now. How tiring it is to record another video, to prepare another script, blah, blah, blah. So, when we start to look at vision, today we've got a tiny visualization exercise, and if you pursue other courses in our classroom, then you're going to have a chance to explore this a lot more. It is one of the most important things that I focus on across all of my courses here. So let's look at the exercises. A bit of shadow journaling, and what are my biggest fears, insecurities, and bad habits? And you guys know what's going to happen. Now I am going to tell you what some of mine are. Some of the things that are getting in my way are that I sometimes am not fully committed. And I notice that where I'm imagining other options of things I can be doing. I'm not totally 100% bought into the thing I am doing, and so I'm thinking about other options. And that's a sign for me. There's a bit of work for me to do there. There's some reason which is causing me to hold back a little bit. Similarly, but I don't know if it's related or slightly separate, I don't 100% believe in my product. And so I'm thinking, well, why is it I don't really, really believe in my product? Again, the more conscious effort I put into this, the better I'll be able to achieve my goals. Sometimes I'm unsure of my value. My self-esteem took a hit quite a few years ago, and I notice I have an ongoing issue with believing in myself, believing in the value I bring to others, and really trusting in that. I don't want to fail. I'm scared of failure. I don't want to be publicly humiliated. That's ironic that I fucked that up so bad right there. But what else? Yeah, I'm also sometimes in a place of scarcity, and I worry about money. I worry about if I'm working on the right things. I get distracted quite a lot. I don't always follow my schedule. And that's a continual point of tension for me, where I just get too absorbed in something else, or if I'm not committed to my schedule, if I don't believe in what I'm doing, then I often don't follow my schedule. That ties back to some of the stuff I was talking about before. And I also, and something a little bit different, I resist getting helped. And there are a few people in my life right now who are trying to help me. And I notice I've got some resistance around that. It's not just that I need to do everything myself, but I've noticed it's the ways that people are helping me sometimes, which I've got something unresolved there, a bit of work I need to do. So yeah, I think that answers that question. Let's have a look. Next one. What do I want? And this was tricky for me because I often feel my vision a lot. I don't necessarily have a clear words to describe everything, but a lot of my vision is about feeling very confident, feeling very fluid, very at ease with myself, feeling a lot of peace. And so those are some of the feelings which I get in touch with straight away when I imagine myself in the future. And I feel those things because I feel so deeply confident in my finances, in my skills, in my connections, in my lifestyle, in my morality, and all of those things. And aside from that, what else did I imagine? I imagined having a house, a big house. I imagined having beach vacations. Yeah, I imagined living in a villa and also somehow having an apartment in a city. I imagined working as a consultant, writing a book, being a speaker for big stages. And I imagined marrying my partner, having kids. And in terms of passion, I imagine just being really lit up by my work every single day, and especially with creativity, creating on a bigger scale than what I'm doing right now. I'm very motivated by what I'm doing at the moment. Um, the idea of doing things on a bigger scale really excites me, and it also challenges me. It challenges some insecurities. Am I worthy of doing something that big? But that's what I want. That's what I want. As well as leading teams. That's a big one for me. I love working with people. I love being part of a team, and I love leading teams. It really is a privilege. It makes me feel great, to be honest. I feel very full when I pour into others, and I feel like I get that a lot with teams. And also, I'm excited by the idea of having teams that help me in achieving bigger goals, which I can't do alone. So, those are some of the things that I want, that I'm working towards. Those are part of my vision for about 5 to 10 years. And I'm not too bothered on the time frame. It's not like I have to make these things happen by then. But when I think of those about 5 years out, what could my life look like? Those things sound exciting to me. They sound compelling. And it's a mix. It's a mix of the work, the input I do. It's a mix of the things I get out of it, and also the feelings. So being, doing, and having. And there's a mix of all of those in my vision. Okay, big talk. Let me know your thoughts on it. I'm in the comments. Would love to chat more about this. And we definitely will talk more about this, because I've dedicated almost 4 courses to exploring vision and moving towards vision, as it is the number one priority in this whole community. So, this is an introduction. Hopefully you felt some excitement. Maybe you started thinking about your own vision. Do the exercises. Let me know what comes up. And tomorrow, day 7, we are doing last day of our week 1 challenge. So see you then.